Hey everyone, this is J-Belle, and this is Geeky Vices, where on a weekly basis I talk about what random bits of geekdom I've been into, or sometimes it's not even traditional geekdom, but you get the point. It's currently November, so for anyone attempting NaNoWriMo right now, good luck. I'm only about 1,600 words in, so I still got a long way to go considering how I should already be a fifth of the way done, but good luck for other National Novel National Novel Writing Month attemptees. I have actually succeeded a few times, like only like 3 times out of like 10 attempts. But anyway, that's not actually what I'm here to talk about. I'm talking about some of what I've been doing to unwind during NaNoWriMo. And it's been a couple of little video games. So the main one I got into is Overcooked, which I believe it was the free Xbox Gold game for Xbox One, but it's this cute little game where it takes a spin on the traditional like chef cooking like task little games. I don't know what the genre is called. We're gonna say it's task management. So it's in the same vein as classic games like Diner Dash and such, but it's cooperative, so you're working with someone else, which means you gotta really communicate as far as like, oh, you do this task, I'll do this task. And the thing is that a lot of times things move around. So that way where you can't just keep on doing what you've been doing, you have to reassess and be like, okay, you do this now. So, and a fun little twist is that instead of being a regular cooking game, it's set in the future with the apocalypse happening, and there's I believe it's called the Ever Peckish, which is the giant spaghetti monster, which is awesome. So then you're set back in the past to finesse your cooking skills. And I will say that kind of like moving around the map in between the levels kind of reminds me of really classic video games like Super Mario World back on the Super Nintendo, where you can kind of just like pick which little dot you go to, and it kind of like goes in random directions. You're going to sometimes backtrack to go to the newly revealed areas, but it's fun. It's challenging. There's good humor to it, and sometimes we do have to switch who's on which side of the who has which controller to be, who's player 1, player 2 is just determine who's on which side. But yeah, like there's been crazy things like, oh, we're cooking on the back of some trucks moving down a freeway. Oh, and like it's like 2 or 3 trucks. It's like, oh, this truck's no longer connected to this truck. Okay, let's just deal for a bit. So it does, or it'll have its things where it's like it's on the back of a ship and like part of the kitchen like rolls back and forth. So it's very interesting. It's fun. Thankfully, so far the recipes haven't gotten too complicated. We're only a few levels, and me and a significant other. It's like we've done soups where it's basically like 3 of the same ingredient, and we've done burgers, and we've done like fish and chips. So it's like it's pretty basic stuff. Although I will say one thing is that you can, if you do overburn your stuff, you can have your kitchen catch on fire. We did have that happen one time, and it takes a while with the fire extinguisher to clear that all out. And also another thing is that counter space is at a premium, so you don't necessarily have a lot of spot to set things down. So a lot of times I'll accidentally pick up the fire extinguisher when I'm trying to pick up a plate. And I will say with this game, washing plates is more important than a lot of other games, like I would say like Diner Dash, where it's just like magically new plates. And speaking of Diner Dash, this game made me crave a game that I bought years and years ago. And that's called Mismanagement. It's MISS space management. And back in my early 20s, I was very big on this game review website, which I believe is now defunct, but it still should have its content up. It was great for like just cheap casual gaming, and it was called Jayisgames. And one of the main gaming sites that I would a lot of times make review would be Big Fish Games. And so that's where I got this game. And I think like back then it was like, I think it cost me like $5 for it, but it's still one of my favorite casual games. And this is like, I've done, I mean, they also host like a lot of the Diner Dash games, which I'm definitely a big fan of. Yeah, I know I played like Diner Dash, Wedding Dash, Avenue Flow, etc. Like I know they have so many different ones in that franchise. And I actually, the original artist for Diner Dash, because I know they revamped some of the artwork with later games. I actually used to follow a webcomic she used to do called Reba Mythology, which I know she is basically now defunct as well, because I think she decided that her story would be better as a novel, which I was really sad about, because like I was really getting into the mythology and everything. Like I said, this was about a decade ago, so I don't even know if there's any traces of it anywhere online. And honestly, I used to be a big webcomic person, but I've fallen by the wayside. But I keep on meaning to get back into some of my favorites. But yeah, anyways, back to mismanagement. This is another one of those task assignment games, and part of the thing is that it's very, very simple controls, because it's just point and click. You just use your character to, it's in an office setting, and you're in control of Denise, and you're going to be going around assigning different colored tasks to the different employees, but you'll also be directing the employees to do things to make themselves relax because they're stressed out, or they have different goals they want, or sometimes you're going to Office Town to buy supplies, which is usually, sometimes it's things to improve people's mood, like donuts, or make you move faster, like, or make them move faster, like coffee, or make your mood improve because you get stressed out, the task build up, and basically you lose that day's worth of work if you get so stressed out that you pass out. But yeah, anyways, it has really great characters. Like, it's really, really well written. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I mean, for instance, there's Mahavir, who's good, who's like okay at everything. Like, he doesn't have any outright tasks. He's like, oh, I won't do this, because there's 4 types of tasks. There are blue technical tasks, there's green financial tasks, there's yellow art tasks, and there's purple writing tasks. So it's just easily color coordinated, and it'll be on each character's thing saying what they're good at and what they're bad at. And you can, during certain levels, you can buy manuals to improve people's skills, and there's certain things that people will just not like to do. But like, for instance, as I was saying, Mahavir, he's okay at everything, but he's really, really lazy, and he's a total lady man, and ladies man, and will want to go to raves, and he usually is happiest if he's nappy on the couch, which some of the office players are okay with. Some of them get stressed out if he's on the couch. Sometimes it's only certain days where someone's getting stressed out about him being on the couch. But here's the thing: he also wants to talk with the different women at the water cooler. So there's different things that will help people relax, and certain things that will stress other people out. And so it's just dealing with the complicated office dynamics, like, and some of the things that you can assign people to change. Like, I don't think the couch is there every level. Sometimes there's a microwave, because there's one person who is obsessed with beef stroganoff, which that's his relaxing thing, but it kind of, some other people hate the smell, and someone else will use it for making popcorn. The water cooler was meant to be for conversation. Sometimes there's a guy who later on likes using it for making his kombucha. Speaking of which, that guy also will later on really, really want to use the bathroom, and there'll be another girl who also always wants to use the bathroom, and they'll be stressed out when the other person is using the one bathroom. And then sometimes there will be, you can have music going, sometimes you can have air conditioning going, sometimes there's an arcade game. Like, there's all sorts of stuff. Like, it changes, but and who the cast of characters are for each day is changed, and what type of tasks change, and also what the goals are. Like, sometimes the goal is, okay, this person Mahavir wants to talk to Tara, the artist, for 90 seconds, and Tara just wants to draw on the whiteboard about her anime for 90 seconds. So you kind of got to balance switching off them and doing those types of tasks. And sometimes it's also like, this person wants this person to do, Pearl wants Tara to do 10 writing tasks, even though Tara is okay at writing tasks and she only really likes doing art tasks. It's just, there's all these things that you got to balance and kind of. So yeah, it's really, I mean, it's a really basic task management game, but it's more so the characters are great. Like I said, Mojave, Lazy Man, yeah, goes to raves. He's he's almost always there. Winston is one of my favorite characters, like in my dream team of if I ever could pick who is in my office team, which you unfortunately never do because it's a very set storyline and there is an epilogue at the end. But like he is the tech guy and like he's pretty chill. He just likes the arcade games, and as long as like you have like music going or the air conditioning, like you give him like tasks, as long as it's nothing he's bad at. Like if you just give him mostly like tech and some financial or like writing tasks, like and just have like the stuff he likes. His stress level goes down really quickly. He doesn't get stressed out easily. Like he's one of my favorites. He's kind of like a lot of times the person our character relies on for station, but he does hate it when other people mess with his technology. Like if they try to be messy with the IT system and do the tech tasks that he's supposed to do. And he also gets stressed out sometimes if someone's taking over his arcade machine and tries getting rid of his high scores. Let's see. Early on, there's Timothy, who gets stressed out very easily. He's the guy who's obsessed with Stroganoff. He's good at financial and technology tasks. Tara is another one of I don't like Timothy that much because he gets stressed out too easily. Like he's an okay character, but it's like he's not part of my dream team. Tara is one of my favorites. Like she's an artist. She's happy as long as she can be on her whiteboard. Like she doesn't really get stressed out much by other people doing their things. Like and you can throw a lot of the writing tasks there. There's Pearl, who's really annoying, who's this older woman who is good at everything, but she gets stressed out so easily, and she gets stressed about other people relaxing or if they're not doing enough work, except for Javier, who is the laziest person, but she still loves them, and it's like, oh dear, yeah, you should take a nap. And yeah, she also wants to lecture people at the water cooler a lot. And then some of the other later characters, I guess the things turn over like a lot. There's a bunch of other characters. I don't want to reveal everything. Like these are like just the earlier seasons, but there's some really clever character interactions, and I don't know, it's just fun. I think it's just a really well written story. And like the characters only have like a few expressions. Like it'll be like there's stressed out face, there's excited face, there's like just a normal face, but like they're very well animated. Like they're very good about just cycling through. Like they only have a few like expression / body language for them, but it's so good for just evoking everything that they're trying to communicate. And so yeah, if you can find a copy of Mismanagement, like as much as I was talking about Overcooked, which as I said I've been into, and that's like the game I've been playing with the significant other Sherlock's, like it made me desperately crave playing Mismanagement, which as you can hear from the amount of time I've talked about Overcooked versus Mismanagement, I love Mismanagement. It's like one of my all-time favorite casual games, and yeah. Alright, well anyways, those are my most recent Geeky Vices. I will attempt to resume being productive on NaNoWriMo, get my word count up. And anyways, I hope everyone else is enjoying their own Geeky Vices. Until next time, thanks everyone. Bye.